And so one of them is Kyle Chiddock. Kyle is in Grass Valley, California. He and his father, Kurt, have been selling hydroponic fodder units around the world. I talked with Kyle yesterday. Kyle just sold 2 units to China, where they're going to be feeding sheep in fairly large levels. So they're going to produce about 10,000 pounds a day, so 5 tons a day, to be feeding to sheep. And they're in an area of China where other kinds of hay is just not available. It's really experimental. The Chinese really don't know why they're doing it. And honestly, I'm afraid they're going to make a mistake. We fed sprouts almost as a primary food. And Deb, you're on here. If you've got your mic on, tell everybody what our problems were when we were trying to feed microgreen fodder to our alpaca herd as really their primary food, because our hay costs went so high. Tell everybody what kinds of issues that we had with that.
Yeah, okay. The biggest issue we had was the way we fed it in the feeders. We would just throw it out in the big flakes, and what happened is, like with our moms and babies, the moms would eat all the nice fresh green layer off and leave the root mass for the babies to eat. And the root mass, we think, altered the pH of the rumen just slightly, and so it really messed with the nutritional, the absorption ability of the babies to absorb the nutrients, because it was messing with their rumen a little bit. It would have been better if we'd been breaking it up, and so the younger animals had more chance to get the full green growth plus root mass, get the full product, not just the bottom of the mat. That was probably the biggest issue we had, and it affected the growth on the babies because it was because it affected their rumen and the pH of the rumen. We did have a problem one weekend where the grain that we used was tainted, and it actually made a lot of animals sick, very sick. I spent a lot of time running up to Colorado State University to the vet hospital getting cow rumen. What is rumen? Rumen is the fluid in their stomachs. It's all the digested grasses in their stomach. And when that gets out of balance, it makes the animals sick.
That's why they're called ruminants, Marlon. Ruminants are animal types that have a multi-section stomach, and the way they digest is by moving their food back and forth between those and actually bringing them all the way back up into their throats and kind of redigesting it. So it's a different digestive process than non-ruminant mammals have. And so cattle, sheep, goats, alpacas are all ruminants. Cattle are actually more efficient ruminants, and goats and alpacas are less efficient. Sheep are somewhat in the middle.